of the Mind of the Marketer working sessions. Today, I'm going to take you over the shoulder and I'm going to show you exactly how I generate leads for my agency. I'm going to show you my calendar in just 1 second so you can see proof that my calendar is constantly filled with qualified law firms who are ready to talk business to hire my agency, no BS. Now, the number one question I always get asked, especially on the B2B side from the agency folks, is what do I do to generate leads? How do I do cold outbound? How do I do mass outreach email and stuff? I don't do any of that. I don't teach any of that. I think cold outbound is bullshit. I think it's ridiculous. I think if you want to do it, by all means, but like this is a marketing show. I don't talk about that stuff. I think it's nonsense because I think it's annoying. Not a single person has ever been excited to get an out live, like a cold outreach email. They're annoying. It's being commoditized by AI. Don't do it. I won't teach it. Now, what I'm going to show you how to do is how to create copy and how to create campaigns and how to create ads. And I know you're probably going to click away and not pay attention to this because that's not sexy and that's not what you want to hear, but I'm telling you it works. And the lack of attention that I get when I talk about advertising is kind of mind blowing because this is literally how our business generates $1 million in pipeline every single month on autopilot. I'm just going to share my screen with you here and start to go through this stuff with you. So what you're looking at right here is my personal calendar. Now, I do handle a majority of the sales at our agency. And I just want to show you some of these. This is just this week alone. Here's one lead right here, two leads right here, three leads right here, all from law firms. I can pop one of these open for you so you can see, right? This calendar is filled out. It has their name, their website. It asks them if they're currently working with an agency, how much time is left on that contract, how much they're investing into their stuff, and if they're willing to invest at least $10,000 a month, yes or no. And 100% of them are saying, yes, we are. We are ready to talk about business. Here's more. This guy just canceled today. Here's another one here. Here's another one here. So already this week alone, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, call it 7 because one canceled. 7 qualified appointments already booked on my calendar. These are 100% coming from what I am going to show you inside of this training today. I'm going to show you how I ideate these campaigns. I'm going to show you how I build the ads to run our Facebook advertising campaigns. Floor asks, is this live? Yes, this is live. And if you're watching live, please ask questions. Please do all this stuff because I don't care, Floor. I don't give a shit. You can call them if you want. They're not going to work with you. They want to work with me. And that's the whole point. Again, feel free. If you want to reach out to them, that's fine. I really don't care. So what we're going to do here is I'm in the beginning infancy stages of this. I like to work in like a whiteboard-ish format. Now, I don't have a physical whiteboard. I do in my office, but obviously I can't do that with you. So I'm going to work in a digital whiteboard here. And what I like to start off with is campaigns. I learned this from working at a very large advertising agency years and years and years ago. If you were to like boil down what my background actually is, it's in SEO, but SEOs don't really understand marketing. SEOs are terrible at marketing. They don't really understand the concept of putting together campaigns. I learned this by doing advertising and out-of-home advertising and TV advertising campaigns. It means it starts with a concept, right? Like, what is the concept that we're trying to push? What's the messaging? What's the offer? What's the goal? What's the flow? What's the communication look like? What does the overall experience look like? So these are all things that's why I like to work in a whiteboard format so I can kind of ideate and spit all these things out. So I'm literally just going to take you through. I don't have this stuff done. I'm going to show you live how I do this. I'm going to show you how I use AI to help me out here. I'm just going to kind of talk you through my process. So what I have open here is a Miro board. And what I start with is just putting together what our offers are, right? What I mean by offers is this is what we're ultimately trying to sell to the audience. So at my agency, Weberus, if you go to weberus.org, you will see what we do. We are a marketing agency and we only work with law firms, right? Legal marketing agency. We specialize in customer acquisition for competitive law firms, mainly personal injury, but a lot of divorce, family law in there as well. So there's 3 offers. Now, this is new, and this is why I'm going through this process again, because we traditionally have sold SEO, right? And then we added in pay-per-click, LSAs. So we came up with this concept of blended search, meaning organic and paid ads together. That's our first offer. It's our bread and butter. A lot of lawyers jump at this offer because the beautiful thing about search marketing for law firms is that they don't have to do anything. They can rely on an agency to do everything. And for busy attorneys, that's very important to them. They got a lot of stuff going on. They don't really want to be too involved. They got too much going on to do that. So search marketing has worked very well. Now, the problem with search marketing is that it's gotten too competitive for most law firms to even think about ranking, right? A lot of agencies are out there irresponsible. Yes, I'm looking at you, selling it, even though you know that you're probably not going to get them results. You're just cashing checks and thinking that's how you're going to build a reputable business, by stealing people's money and not getting them results. So knowing this and knowing that, we've been working really hard in developing a Facebook ads offer. The reason is because for most law firms, specifically personal injury law firms, it's to rank organically, there's just too many entrenched competitors that have been doing it for a very long time. They're very big brands. They're spending $1 million a month on billboards. Their branded search is out of control. They're not going to get moved by a newer law firm. And then you factor in, okay, what if we did paid search? The cost per click is like $300. They got to spend a minimum of $50,000 a month. They got to wait 6 months till they collect. We're talking about at least $250,000 in spend before they start collecting. It's a lot of cash flow that ties up with a lot of these law firms. So what's good about Facebook ads is that the algorithm is much more democratized, meaning it doesn't matter how much you're spending, everyone gets a chance, because we are all slaves to our phones, right? Instagram and Facebook. We check them 1 million times a day. Like the data on how much people use these platforms is insane. So the opportunity to show up in the feed is much cheaper and much easier than trying to compete for Google real estate. Does that make sense? Drop me a comment if that makes sense. Now, the challenge that we've traditionally had with Facebook ads as an offer is that lawyers, we need video to do Facebook ads, and lawyers don't want to do it. They don't have time, blah, blah. So we figured out a process that I've talked about in previous live sessions where we essentially are using Claude here. We built a little basically project here inside of Claude that builds ads for these lawyers. It works very well. So now we're able to remove that roadblock in terms of, oh, we don't have video, they're not going to do it, blah, blah, blah. We've taken care of a lot of this stuff through this. Now that's offer number 2. So that's the second thing I'm trying to sell. Now the third thing is we're working on a brand new offer. If you're familiar with my company called the Blueprint Training, essentially it's a training, coaching, templated, process-driven training platform for digital agencies. We're rolling out the same thing for law firms, because again, even if you look at this, right, of the leads that we get, this is really for the top 5% of law firms. This is for the top 40%, and this would be for the bottom 60%, because this is going to be more of a training platform to say, hey, we can do it for you, we can do it with you, or you can do it yourself. So I've already built out that training platform. Now I'm going to work on starting to sell that. Now the challenge here is that how do we advertise all these different offers that seemingly go in juxtaposition to each other, right? Because when I have traditionally sold this offer, what I like to do when I'm communicating and doing messaging is beat back other opportunities. So for example, if I'm selling a blended search offer, I would say billboards, nobody sees them because everyone's on their phone. Social media, everyone's scrolling while they're taking a dump. They're not looking to hire a lawyer off social media, but people go to Google directly to type in, I got in a car accident, so this is why you need to do this, right? So you kind of like throw stones at other tactics and you edify what you want to sell. Now, if I'm doing that here, how can I then reasonably go out and market into Facebook ads? How do I sell Facebook ads when I'm talking crap about it over here? Well, that's why I need to do this. I need to map this stuff out. And then over here too, which is how can I train you? How can I have an offer called Fire Your Agency when I offer agency services? Again, that's why I go through this. And what my initial hunch here is with Facebook ads is to say, this is why the messaging is so important, is to make sure that in my messaging and ads and videos that we create to market this offer, we're saying, look, search is king, but not all of you are qualified to rank there because of these 3 things. It's too competitive, it's too expensive, you're too late to the game, right? Do I have something on my face? That was weird. Maybe it's just a shadow. It's crazy. Do I have something on my face? Is somebody messing with me out there? I feel like someone's got like a laser pointer through my window here. So anyways, so with Facebook ads now, I have to be able to be mindful of that. And I have to now also sell Facebook ads as valuable. So what we're selling here is, as we're going to say, not only is Facebook a great platform that you can generate leads off directly, but it also gives you the opportunity to build brand, because your name and your face and your messaging is getting out there over and over and over again. And truth be told, brands are built on social media these days. They're not built anywhere else. They are built on social media, right? So that's what we're pushing here. Now, over here, how do we then reasonably sell this offer? when we're saying these other two offers over here. So what the plan is with Fire Agency is to really go after the fact that most law firms are just not qualified to work with agencies, and that's why they fail. Agencies are always over promising and under delivering. They're always a day late and dollar short. I hear this all the time on sales calls, guys. Like the attorneys just hate agencies, but they know that they're stuck with them. So what I really need to do here is try and position this and sell this, that they can do it themselves, that it's not rocket science, that they can learn this and they can do it, and they don't have to have an agency to do it. That's where the concept of Fire Agency comes from. So these are the three offers, right? That's part one. I literally just map out the offers, and you can see up here for my other company too. I've already done this for earlier today. I was working on this for the Blueprint training, right? Which is selling to agencies. So it's the same kind of general process I work with. It's just kind of like a mind map workflow that I work off with. Now, what I'm also constantly doing, and it's just something I encourage everyone to do. You know, when people ask me like, how do I learn about Facebook ads, or how do I learn how to do YouTube? You start by paying attention. You start by, all of you are using these platforms probably. You're all getting advertised too. You're all paying attention and you're engaging with the content on these platforms. What are you engaging with? What is catching your eye? What's getting you to stop? What ads are speaking to you? So what I do is whenever I see one on my feed, I just forward it to myself in my profile. And then when I go through this process every 60 to 90 days to start ideating these things, I'll just take a screenshot and then I'll drop a link here and I will add it in. And I'm just going to talk through what some of this creative is, because honestly, guys, like if you talk to any expert creative out there, they will tell you that nobody has ideas anymore, especially with AI. It's all borrowed from other places. So I'm not suggesting that you steal it, but I'm suggesting that you use it as a foundation for what you want to do. Really, really important that you understand the nuance of that. So this one here is one that I saw. This is an organic post that I saw that I really, really liked. I'll tell you why I like this in a second. So this says, Pendeja is like a kind of a dumb person in Spanish, I think, waiting for her man to change. And she used a filter here where it's just she's getting older and older and older and older, right? So it's like kind of this joke saying like, your man's never going to change, right? So when I saw this, I was like, man, that makes me think about how law firms are always, like this would be like, I could do this on myself, right? With this filter, all I have to do is Google what this filter is, right? Like, so for example, I come to Google and I was like, TikTok filter that ages you over time, right? It will actually tell you what the filter is. And then I just go into the platform so I have access to it. So you can actually find out what these filters are. It's very, very easy to do. And you can see the other examples of it, right? So I was sitting here thinking like, this would be a really good piece of creative for me to run, saying, a lawyer waiting for her agency to change, waiting for their agency to change, right? Same type of thing. So I'm just stealing this creative, and this type of creative works really well too. Why does this work really well? This works really well because this is what we call like native or organic. I'm seeing this on my feed going viral. This post has 50,000 likes organically, right? So if we're taking this, we know that this is something that plays very well organically. I'm hacking that process of not having to do it myself, and I'm just going to steal this for myself. So I just kind of take little notes over here about this. And what I'll do is I just put this note here, a lawyer waiting on her agency to change. So this would be like the text overlay, right? A lawyer waiting on her agency to change. And then I would just need to write copy for this. And I would say film video using aging filter on TikTok, right? Boom, done. Very simple. So that's one piece of creative, and then I would just need to come up with copy that would support this, and I'll show you how I do that in a second. Now, I saw this ad over here. This is from Cole Gordon. Cole Gordon traditionally does like sales coaching and consulting. In this one here, this ad, it's actually a video. I wonder if I have it in here. I think I have it in my, I just forwarded them to myself. Let me see if I can find it here in my messages, or it's probably here. Right here. So there's actually a video that he did. So you see what he's doing here? This is like the format that I kind of told you that I was doing over here, right? Where he's getting ready to edify and position his offer by beating back other ones, right? There's kind of like a saying where like, you're not taller by standing on the backs of others, but in the case of advertising, you kind of are, right? You kind of need to beat back those objections ahead of time. And what he's also doing is he's opening a loop, because you're seeing this and saying, okay, like, you know, and again, I would just translate this to say single best way for law firms to get more patients, right? The way we acquire patients wasn't SEO, paid search, LSA, whatever it is that I'm trying to position. So I can use this one. This one's a little bit more open. I can use this one for whichever one I want to position it with. Now, again, then in it, he's just using kind of like a high level case study. All I have to do is pull one client case study in here and say, basically just take the script that he's using. So, and then I basically just took the copy that he has here and I pasted it in here, because I can reuse this to rewrite this very simply using Claude, which I'll show you in a minute. I'm basically just going to take this and say, hey, rewrite this for a lawyer, and then also write me a script, blah, blah, saying this. So we'll go through that in a second. So here's another ad creative that I want to go with, right? Now, here's another one here that I had seen. Let me pop this one open here. I think I have it right here in my chat. Again, I get all these ads. Right, same thing, right? He's beating back other options. He's then going to position what he does. I think they do like video or social media marketing. It doesn't really matter, right? So I also like the way that he filmed this. He's outside. It's a little bit more engaging. They like superimposed the billboard back here. The other thing that I like to look at too is I'll go to the Facebook ads library, right? Facebook ads library. And once I know who this is from Louder Media. When I see an ad that I like, I'll come in here to the ads library and I will say Louder Media. And you can spy and see what other ads that they're running. So when I come here, I look at this and it looks like they're running the same copy, same script, right? But just 3 different variations of creative. So just giving you some ideas on how you can kind of, again, borrow, influence, steal. I also saw this ad. This is actually from one of our clients here that is a piece of organic that he did. And I really liked this look, right? So I'm looking at a bunch of different things. I'm looking at like how they film it. I'm looking at the feel. I'm looking at the copy. I'm listening to the messaging. I saw this ad here too that I also really liked. I think I sent it from here. Yeah. Bang, that's a bar. That is a really, really, really good opening hook. That is definitely something that I'm going to use and steal, right? So again, I'm just referencing all these things in here. And then I also put this reel here, right? Because this was something that went viral on like a Miami account. I'll show you. It was a car accident. This is a video. Look, it's got 8,000 likes on it. It's a car accident, right? Why do I love this? Because it breaks the attention, and it's a car accident. We work with car accident lawyers, right? So what we can do is we can run this as like the very intro hook. It helps to qualify for car accident lawyers, sets the tone, but it also has that like snap organic feel on the feed, right? So this is what I'm going to start with to work off of, and then I'll build off this on top of this. So now I look at these and say, okay, for these 3 offers here, which ones of these like work pretty well? So I would say this one goes well here, right? So like a lawyer waiting for their agency to change, saying they're never going to change. You're going to have to do it yourself, right? So this one becomes a good like DIY type of ad creative. So I'll leave that there in the creative bank. This one here, I would think, so like this one here, when we look at this, the core of this ad is beating back the other thing, and it's trying to introduce something that they probably never heard of before, right? Probably that they've never done. So I would probably put this one here in Facebook ads, because a large majority of these law firms are not running Facebook ads. They aren't doing it. And what I want to be able to do is I want to beat back these traditional sources. So it would be like, single best way wasn't organic social media. It wasn't billboards. It wasn't referrals. It wasn't SEO. It wasn't Google ads. It wasn't LSAs. It wasn't PPC. It wasn't all these different things. And then position Facebook ads, right? And I should say this also, in terms of like where I'm sending all these people, I'm sending all of these to a VSL. A VSL is an 8 to 12 minute video that breaks down what this is. So I can just show you what one of these might look like, because I filmed these already. So when I come in here, I think I did, yeah. So this is the Facebook ads VSL here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send traffic to this video here. It needs to be edited first. right? So everything that I talked about before, right? I'm sending people to this video, and then what I'm doing in this video is I'm introducing them to Facebook, and I'm giving them 5 keys to success on Facebook ads for why it hasn't worked before. So I'm giving them a ton of value in this video, and then I'm ending this with a call to action to say, book a call. Let's talk about Facebook ads for your law firm, right? So I'm sending them to this video. The reason why I'm sending them here and not directly to a call booking is because we need a little bit more friction in between before we try and get them to book a call, especially with lawyers. If you're working with whoever your client is, they're probably pretty jaded on service businesses and companies, right? Even if you're watching this and you're like a painter or a home services contractor, man, I got my home redone, and like contractors are the freaking worst, dude. Like they're always a day late, a dollar short. They're extremely unorganized. They have no systems. They have no project management. They have no support. They have no sales acumen. Nothing. Nothing. They're the worst. So if I was a contractor, I would run a VSL just like this, and I would beat back all those things. And you have to give the value so that way it warms up the audience. And that way, again, like they go to this video, and then underneath this video, I just have a big calendar leaf that says, let me do this for you, book a call, let's talk about your law firm. So whatever it is or whoever it is that you're working with, they're probably pretty jaded. And that's why this VSL is so important, because I'm giving them so much value and I'm building that relationship with them. Like if somebody sits down and watches a 20-minute video where I'm talking about the problems that they have in their business and offering them a solution, the likelihood of them becoming a client are 10 times more, are 10 times more. I'm telling you. In this funnel here, books 100% of our calls. Now, we do a lot of video marketing on YouTube. We're trying to build that like top level brand awareness. But in terms of like our last touch point, it's 90% coming from Facebook ads running through this exact funnel. It's very simple. 10 to 12 minute video talking about their problems, offering a solution, which is ultimately the offer that we want to sell. So I have a VSL for all these. I have another VSL that talks about our blended search model. And what I talk about here is I talk about how, why their SEO has failed before, right? And why they've been upside down on their acquisition efforts from PPC and blah, blah, blah. And it's because there's too much noise. They need to be multiple places inside of Google. And then over here, I'm going to build a video VSL that talks about why they can do this themselves and just really drill home on all the frustrations that they have when working with an agency and how they can bring this in-house and ultimately learn how to do this. And I have a process for them to do that. So with these ones over here now too, these work for a bunch of them. I could use these for, like 1 or 2 of them. I'm really hot on trying to sell this Facebook ads offer. But I would probably put this one over here, because this one, again, like the bar that this guy used was fire. Buddy, I don't know who you are, but if you're watching this, good job with this ad. Here's the bar that he used. Now, I don't want to steal it, right? I'm not, because like we're ultimately competitors. We're marketing the same audience. I don't want to just run an ad that's doing the same thing. So I'm gonna edit this and change this a little bit. But ultimately, like I'm gonna tailor this to do this for personal injury lawyers, the best PI lawyers. They go to the lawyers with the best marketing, right? And the reason why I'll do this for PI is because all that matters for personal injury lawyers is being found. I know this from having worked in this industry for a long time, where like brand doesn't matter as much as people want to think it does. What matters is being found. And that's why Google marketing is so important, because if you're a personal injury attorney and you're ranking first, whether that's with an LSA, a paid ad, or an SEO, if you get the phone call, you're winning. That's all that matters. So that's why this really lands, because there's also like this is why I know this is such a bar, because I talk to these lawyers all the time and they're always like, man, like this guy's not even a lawyer and he's getting all these leads, his firm is growing. I'm like, yeah, because like people don't care about you, dude. They don't care about your degrees, man. They care about themselves. That's why marketing is so important, because you all ultimately are here watching this live session in the middle of a Tuesday, not because of me, but because of yourself. You care about yourself. You're trying to learn something about yourself. I know that. I understand that. That's why I'm not here trying to sell you something, because otherwise, if I was just here talking about my business and not trying to help you with your business, you wouldn't spend the time and give me your attention to be here, which ultimately then opens up the opportunity for me to sell you something once I build that inroads and relationship with you, right? So keep asking questions, guys. I'm going to answer the questions as soon as I get through this here. Don't you worry. Yeah, don't worry. And somebody said they can't hear the sound. That's fine. You don't really need to hear the sound too much. The point is that I'm talking over on what it is anyway. So, all right, so we'll put this one over here. I'm going to put this one here because this one kind of does another good job of like beating back the other options here. And then this format here, I'm probably going to put here as well, because what my thought here is with this one is I'll have AI drop some sort of like cost per acquisition that I can put here, and then talk about why Facebook is the best for cost per acquisition. So this could be something like, again, I should write this down, like what's the cheapest source of leads for law firms, right? Something like that. And I can just unveil them one by one, or I can write them on here one by one, right? And then over here, this one I can just do straight up for like car accident attorneys, right? This one would be a dirty search ad again here, right? Okay. So, all right. All right. So now that I've got this mapped out, again, you can start to feel how this is starting to flow a little bit more. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bust open my baby Claude, my boy, my homie, my baby, my lover, my crutch, because I don't know how to write anymore, man. Claude is completely taken over my life. All right. Excuse me. All right. So again, what I've got here on this project here is I've got it trained on who we want, the copywriting framework, how to write hooks, opening loops. I'm constantly adding to this project as well, just to make it better and better and better. So let's start over here, right? Let's have it write this ad. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this here. This will be the text overlay. And then I will say something like this. I have a new offer called Fire Your Agency, where law firms can finally get rid of the agency and take control of their marketing and lead gen by bringing it in-house. Ad that talks about the frustrations of working with an agency. Offer a solution to join our program. You need to sell them on them being able to do this internally. Talk about how agencies intentionally overcomplicate the marketing process so lawyers feel like they need an agency. But in reality, it's not that hard, and they can learn it with just 2 hours per week, and they will break free from needing agencies. All right, so let's give it this and let's see how this does. This is going to be the first piece here. All right, so while this write this, Floor asked, how do you niche down on the SaaS startups when the niche is so broad? I feel like at the beginning, as a freelancer, you don't have the luxury of niching down much when it comes to brand messaging and targeting. Actually, the further down the niche you go, so if you're working with SaaS startups, like pick an AI, pick like AI agent companies. I would do something that's like super hot. Like AI agents are like the new thing right now. They are blowing up. Like a lot of people think it's actually going to replace SaaS, so I would start looking there. All right. All right, so let's see what the ad came up with. It says, your marketing agency doesn't want you to know this truth. Ever wonder why your marketing agency makes everything seem so complicated? Okay, so right away here, we need a better hook. It should qualify the audience by speaking directly to lawyers. Really drill into the pain point of being frustrated with their agency, right? So, man, this is like the key to working with AI, man, is being able to go back and forth with it, understanding, again, I talk about this a lot, like understanding the outcome of what you want to get to. If I just gave it this, yeah, it's okay. It's not bad. Attention lawyers, tired of keeping your marketing agency. I'll just take it from here. All right, let's paste this in here. I don't like how that's capitalized, but All right, so I actually like this, right? Here's a shocking reality due on purpose. So whenever I write ads too, I never like to have more than like 2 sentences per paragraph. So this one here too, I know I said that I'm going to run it to a VSL, but like I also do want to test running this direct response first, meaning what if I run this directly to a checkout page and just see if we can get them to purchase, right? So what I like to do too is I like to come up with like 4 different angles, right? So like another one that I could do here, do another one where it talks about waiting for the agency to change, but that change will never come. So this will then tie in with the creative that I want to run with it, which would be, this video of me over here aging, right? Let's see what my boy came up with here. Still waiting for your marketing agency to find and deliver those better cases they promised. How many more months will you wait? Another agency made. Damn, this is good, dude. It's solid, like, and again, what I love about this too is the fact that it just allows me to get this done so much faster. Like I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Like I never thought I was gonna be like this AI like hype beast boy. Like when AI first came out, I was like, it's okay. But like it's gotten so much better, and like the reason why I love it so much, because like y'all, like I don't think you understand how long it used to take me to write these ads, and like how many people I would have to employ, and how much it would cost me to get copy. Like anybody out there ever paid for copy? Like people would charge me like $1,000 per ad, and I like to run like 20 ads per campaign. So you can imagine how much it was costing me. So I was like, let me just do it myself. Let me try and train somebody internally to do this. And like, copy is really, 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 really important. So for it to be able to nail like a lot of this, it's a total game changer, right? Okay, so there you go, right here. Like I've got now a really good start to this one, right? That I'm going to keep working on the side. Now let's go over here and look at this Facebook ads, right? Because I have this copy here. Now let's go back to our core one here. Offers needs. Do I have one? All right, now my Facebook ad services. Let me go back here real quick because I think I have one here. Is this the ads builder one for Facebook ads? Paid traffic system. I think this might be it. Yeah. Now let's drill into Facebook ads specifically to be able to communicate that they not only can generate leads directly, but also create brand awareness, because brands are built on social, so include some data on that. Right. All right. So what else do I need to put in here? So I want you to take the following text below and rewrite it for personal injury lawyers and selling Facebook ads. The CTA should be to watch a 10-minute video teaching them 5 things they need to do to get their Facebook ad campaigns to convert. So let's see what he comes up with here. Personal injury lawyers want to know how we help Johnson & Johnson Associates scale from 25 to 100 plus cases while building a dominant brand. Did he put that in here? Yeah, he did. Okay. Traditional billboard, radio, SEO, approved methods. Now, obviously, I'll need to change some of this, right? Like this is, I guess I can leave that here. You know, I'll need to change the brand here. Johnson and Associates. Ain't it? I'll just replace that with real client. I'm not going to do that here live because I don't, somebody already made a comment about me showing too much here, even though I don't care because if y'all want to compete with me, come compete with me. I love competition. I love a good fight. I love a good debate. I'm not somebody who shies away from it. Anyways, so here's an ad that I like. I know that an ad stolen from somebody who's proven to be an effective advertiser, just rewritten for exactly what I need. Now, of course, again, like I'm not going to edit these here live because it's just very slow, but I'm still going to go through these obviously and read these very closely, and you know, just make sure that I've got a good handle on what this is actually saying. But this is all I do, man. I just go through this here. And the other thing too, right, is that you can get, it's a little bit harder to get these videos, but like, let me see if I can grab one of these. What's also really good is, this is another kind of hack that I use to get video scripts. Another hack that I use to get video scripts. Let me see if I can get this. So let's see, download. It doesn't always allow me to do this because some of these are like blocked. But if you can get the URL here, let me see if this will work. Yeah. Download this video. I'm sorry, this is like laden. And then, no, it's Pod Squeeze. So this is a platform that we use to get my video. So like when I create a video and I want to turn it into a blog post, I will upload it here and then it will transcribe it for me. And once I have the transcription from it, this will transcribe it for me. Once I have the transcription for it, I can then take that and put that into Claude and say, rewrite the script for what I need it to be. So I'm going to have it rewrite the script for the video, the Facebook ads offer. And then also, yeah, there we go. All right, so I'm going to take this here. I'm going to say, here's a video script I need you to rewrite for me for the FB ads offer and the 10-minute video. Please also make this for injury lawyers. So I don't like this. I would change that back to what I had. Right, so now I've got a script that I can then take and use. So you can do this for all these videos, right? All these videos, if you see a video that you like, you take it, you just need to use this kind of like stitch in between, which is Pod Squeeze. I like to use Pod Squeeze. You can just upload the video here, no matter how long it is, it will give you the full transcription. Because that's the thing, like you can't upload a video to Claude, or you can't upload a YouTube video and have it read it. You need to be able to get the transcript. But if you can get the transcript from the video, which we can use by downloading it and then uploading it here, kind of a nice little hack that I found that we use to create. We'll basically use this to turn our videos, long form videos on YouTube, into blog posts. We'll upload it here, get the transcription, feed it to Claude. Claude will then turn it into a blog post based on it. Like again, guys, when I talk about how much I used to have to pay $500 to a writer to watch a video that was already done and then transcribe that video into a blog post, $500, and it would take 3 weeks to do, and they would always be a day late and $1 short. Like, you know, I'm just saying, man, I'm not bullish on the human race going forward. The reason why I want to spend so much time doing these live sessions for you guys is so I can show you there's a better way, there's an easier way. This is the way of the future. This is the way of the right now. Marketers are going to become full stack. You need to become full stack. these silos are going to continue to break down. They're going to continue to break down over time. They're going to continue to, like when we look at something like SEO or even Facebook ads, right? Like Facebook ads traditionally has required a Facebook media buyer, somebody who knows how to manage the ads. It's required a graphic designer. It's created a video editor. It's needed a copywriter. It's needed an analytics specialist. It's needed all these different people just to run these campaigns. Now I'm sitting here, just me, and I can teach a media buyer to do this. I can remove the copywriter. I can remove, like the video I can remove a lot of stuff, and I can just provide the scripts to the person I need. Be like, go film this on your cell phone, send it back. We'll have it edited. Boom, done, easy, done. Like we've been on here for 20 minutes, and I've been stopping to talk about all this stuff. I mean, look at how many ads and concepts I've already come up with during this process here. And if I wasn't doing this with you here live, I would be able to get this done extremely, extremely quickly. It would be done in less than an hour. I'd be able to create 3 different offer campaigns that we could then use. And then again, like once you have this done, this is the easiest part to scale. It's like, okay, this is the format that I want. Go give me another one. Give me another one. Give me another one. Give me another one. Oh, by the way, can you come up with 2 more video idea concepts for me? Make one of them a talking head, one of them like an organic, native feeling piece of content that I can put, blah, 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 etc. Right? So, yeah, I mean, again, it starts with a little bit of human ingenuity by just paying attention to what's out there. But then I can take that and I can use this technology to take up so many different roles. And again, same thing with SEO, guys. Like this concept that like SEO requires like 20 different people is archaic, and it's dying quickly, very, very quickly. Like you need to be able to do this stuff if you want to continue to make money online and have a career or a business on the internet. You need to be Superman, and you can be Superman or Superwoman with these tools right now. Don't sleep on this stuff, man. I'm telling you. We're good on time. Does anybody have any questions that they want me to answer while y'all got me here? If not, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up. Go ahead and hit the chat. Oh, I got some questions down here. All right. Floor said, you really understand the problems beyond just SEO. Yeah, absolutely. Like that's another key to this stuff too, guys, is that like you need to be a problem solver for your clients. You need to understand intimately their pain points, their fears, their anxieties, deeper than just like, hey, I want to rank in Google. Like that's not enough anymore. It's just not enough, and it won't be enough. Mike said, interesting use case for Miro. Use the storyboard your ads. Yeah, I use Miro for like everything, Mike. I'm a big Miro guy. It's like a virtual whiteboard for me. A lot of these presentations that I do up here, I just pop open a Miro board and I'll just kind of like use it to take notes and stuff. Floor says that's fine. Someone still has to do the work. That's absolutely. But like that's what I'm trying to say is that like you need to be that person who does the work, because if you're not learning how to do this stuff, somebody else is going to do it. And yeah, like the silos are coming down, y'all. I'm telling you. Beating the drum for this very hard. So that's all I got for today. Where if you're watching on YouTube or LinkedIn, I appreciate all of you as always. Love you all. God bless. Have a great day.